Welcome back to What is America to You. Here is our second and final part of our interview with the great singer, Tony Lindsay. Enjoy. Thank you. Your version of Night and Day. Your version of Night and Day, man. When anybody touches a Sinatra song, I'm like, oh no. You reimagined it. It's fucking brilliant.
Oh, so you heard the Michael O'Neill Quintet CD?
I have the whole album. I know your voice.
That's a good CD.
It's brilliant.
I really like that.
You don't know what love is? Great version of that. And also, you don't know
what? You know what's weird about that? I never heard that song until we were getting ready the bass player, a guy named Dan Fisley. You know that they play Hamilton that's been out.
Yep.
Well, Dan is out here. Dan is the bass player that plays in that he play, and he brought that tune in, and they had it on the list. I went, you don't know what love is? What's that? It's oh man, it's a great tune. I said, really? So before they gave me a copy of it, I went on and Googled. I went on YouTube and put the name in to see what artists had done it, and I listened to George Benson's version of it, and I went, "Wow, this is a great tune." So when we got to the studio, I went, "Oh yeah, we have to do that." So that's how that one came along, because I hadn't heard that song before we did that record.
But George Benson, the whole album that's from, which I can't remember the name of, and I won't waste time. That's a masterpiece album.
It's good stuff, man.
Yeah. So gospel. Did you like Mahalia Jackson or anybody like that?
Yeah.
What a singer.
And and my whole family's in the into the gospel stuff, the church and everything. My oldest brother, who was still in Kingston, Pastor James Childs.
Oh wow.
He has a church out there called Point and Praise out in I forgot what part of Kingston it's in. I forget so much about it. I could take you to places, but to remember the names of the streets and all that, it kind of disappears. But his church is still there, and my mom sang in the choir, and she used to drag me up to sit in the choir with her, because she knew that when they started passing around the collection plate, and we got up to go put our money in the plate, I would go around and I'd walk out the back door and go home. Because the church was right in back of our house. So, Sunday was football day, man. I'm like, hey. And, with black churches, I don't know if you've been to a black church, but the service would start at like 10 or 11 in the morning, and you won't get out of church till 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm like, God. Wow. And a lot of the churches are still like that. And I'm like, hey man, the football game comes out at 1 o'clock. I'm out of here.
But what's really interesting is all the great singers, Nina Simone, Marvin Gaye, Elvis Presley, Sananda Maitreya, who used to be Terence Trent D'Arby, they all come from a gospel background. And Shirley Horn, you mentioned Ella Fitzgerald, Sarah Vaughan from Newark, New Jersey. She played keyboards pretty well, and they all come from a gospel background. And there's something about that training. We were talking to
Aretha Franklin.
Yeah, there you go.
Background.
Yeah, there's something in. I wish I had had that training. Although I'm not religious in any way, I ran away from the church. However, I wish I had had the gospel training. But anyway,
you mentioned Terence Trent D'Arby, man. Yes, Sign Your Name. What a great tune. That guy was bad dude, man. Oh.
Tony, he's a philosopher. I'm going to send you a link to his last interview. He's agreed to come on and be interviewed, so I can't wait to have him on. But his last interview, he's a modern day Plato. He's a philosopher, and he has been since he began, when he came out from Florida, like he came out with the band The Touch, and then he was out with introducing the Hardline. Then he changed his name and changed his life, went to Italy, married this beautiful architect model, and his albums are still incredible. The guy's an absolute genius.
That tune, Sign Your Name, ooh. It's a killing tune, man.
You could cover that great, because it's got that.
That tune.
Perfect for you.
His vocal performance on there was like, every time I listen to that, it's like, man, that dude, he was in that song, man.
Yeah. He's one of the greats like yourself. I was going to ask you about the new album. I know you're recording new stuff. Is there a new album on the horizon? Can we talk about that now?
I'm looking forward to releasing a new CD sometime right after the first of the year, because I got all my demos are done. and the other stuff is in my co-producer's name is Randy Imada. He used to live in San Jose, but he lives in Los Angeles now. He's been down there for about 10 years. So this guy, it's one of those kind of things when you find that magic of working with somebody, you keep continuing to do that until it don't work anymore.
Yep.
And this guy, what I love about him is when I send him stuff, he doesn't. There's a lot of producers that can, when they produce your project, they have a tendency to kind of insert themselves a little bit too much into your project, and then it turns out being something a little bit different than what you originally thought it could be, because they kind of put a little bit too much of themselves in it. But with him, all he does, he just enhances what I send him.
That's a real producer, I think. He should be accommodating you.
Exactly. And the guys, me and him, we wrote All Is One. We wrote that together.
It's a class. I'm going to post that again.
And we wrote that song 10, 15 years ago.
Wow. I read that you worked on it for years.
Yeah, it was just sitting there because it was one of the tunes that I thought about, showing to Carlos, but then something said, maybe you should sit on this. So it sat around, and then this Trump gets elected, and the pandemic hit, and once they started shutting everything down, I called Randy. I called him back in March, probably the end of March too, and I'm like, didn't we wrote a song that's kind of like might fit into this. So I called him up and I said, hey man, I said, remember that tune we were working on? Because we wrote that song when we were working on another CD of mine, the CD before I got the current CD is called Something Beautiful right now. So before that one was my self how do I say it? It was just Tony Lindsay was the name of the CD.
Right.
Blue cover with me sitting on the front. That's the CD we were working on when we wrote All Is One. And we had so many songs for that record that I said, let's put it aside for right now. Cool. So I called him up and I asked him about that. I said, didn't we write a tune that kind of is dealing with things that are happening in this time right now? We need to have a change of bringing people together. And he says, yeah, we did. He said, I'm sitting at my computer right now, because he was doing a session. He said, hold on a second. And he went back and he went, it's called All Is One. I went, that's the one. I said, send me a copy of what we did. And when I said, I had to change just a few of the lyrics in it to make it fit for right now. But man.
That's why it's number 2 and it's gone to number 1. But listen, we're coming to the end of the show. I know you're going to get back to the studio, and we want to ask you the Proust questionnaire. I always pronounce that wrong. Marcel Proust. Have you say? Before we get to that, real quick, I'm a big fan of Anita Baker, and I wondered, had you met her? And last night,
I did.
Right, you met her. Oh, I knew it. But she actually liked the comment I made on a page, and I was floating.
I was like.
She just put a love heart to it. The fact that she saw what I wrote, because I knew she was a Sarah Vaughan fan, and I read an interview with her back in the 80s where she said, all her influences, however, my number one, she said, for breakfast, dinner, and tea, Sarah, because I'm a huge Sarah Vaughan fan. Don't even get me started on her.
But I met Anita Baker. We played in Detroit with Santana. We played in Detroit, and Anita came to the show.
What did she say to you?
They brought her backstage. I got pictures with her. They brought her backstage, and me and her took pictures and everything, and she was sitting right in front. And then after the show was done, she came back. She said, you were fantastic.
Of course. That's why, Tony, I said to myself, I've been an Anita Baker fan since 1990, since Sweet Love and all that. I got all her albums, even the songstress, incredible singer. And I said to myself, there's no way you haven't met her, So I wanted to ask you that. I'd love to see those pictures. If you can send those, we can put them in the video.
Yeah, I got.
Please, I'd love to.
She was a sweetheart, and I heard she can be pretty tough.
Yeah, well, she's a real prima donna, but she's fair, I heard, and she's just a great artist, great songwriter.
Oh yeah, she was nice to me.
Yeah. Okay, so Tony, we'll close kind of lightheartedly. I'm going to run through these the Proust questionnaire. I can never pronounce that right with my Irish accent. Okay, so Tony, what is your idea of perfect happiness?
perfect happiness, is there such a thing? I don't
That's a
think
good point.
anything. I don't think anything is perfect. You know, only thing that's perfect is the mistakes that we make. That's it.
Great. Well, that's a good answer.
We make perfect mistakes every time. But just being happy. Yeah, that's it, man. I
Yep.
mean, if you're not happy, there's nothing else even matters.
Yeah, it's all from the inside. What is your greatest achievement?
My son,
Oh, beautiful. What is your greatest extravagance?
extravagance.
Clothes?
No, I guess maybe my studio. I guess I don't know.
Oh, wow.
Extravagance.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not a real extravagant person.
No car, no crazy cars?
No, I drive a Lexus.
So do
You know,
I. I just got
yeah,
a
but
Lexus.
that's not. I mean, if I had a Rolls Royce or something, then that would be extravagant.
That's my. I went from Cadillacs to Lexus. I like it. Okay, what is your current state of mind?
Peace.
Peace. Excellent.
Yeah.
What is the quality you most admire in a person?
Um, a person's heart. Are they a giving person? Are they a nice person? I
Kindness,
mean,
right?
yeah, kindness, because it's real. It's real easy to be a mean person. That's you know, but being nice is it's easy for me
Yep.
because that's the only thing I know. I mean, I was brought up that way, man. My mom, that's the way she was. That's the way my dad was. So that's the only thing I know. But
Yep.
there's a lot of people that don't understand that
They
kind of
don't.
thing. That misery loves company is
Yep.
not a good thing.
Well, kindness takes intelligence. Okay. What do you most value in your friends?
Um, just being honest with me. That's
Love that
yeah.
answer.
Because I tell my friends all the time, hey man, if I got a booger on my nose, you better tell me.
Tony, I want to tell you, and it was right now. By the way, I want to say, when you come on, you reminded me of Marvin Gaye when he went to live in Oslo with the skull cap. Straight away, I was like reminded of Marvin Gaye when he went just before he recorded the Sexual Healing album. That was just when you come right on. It was like
Ah,
Marvin Gaye right here.
oh, I got look like I got the Marvin Gaye hat on or
That's it, the
something.
skull cap. He wore that a lot back then. He was jogging on the beach. Okay, second last question. Which historical figure do you most identify with?
Hmm. Historical. As far as identifying with, I don't think I identify with any of them.
That's interesting. Our last guest said the same thing. I might have to get rid of that question. I,
Yeah.
I identify with Charlie Chaplin for some reason. Not everything, but I
Is that
just,
right?
yeah, I just, when I need calm, I sit down, I watch Charlie Chaplin or listen to Sinatra. That's my go-to.
Yeah, I identify with myself.
Ah, brilliant. Grammy number 12 coming up soon. Okay, this is the very last question, and this is the question which is the title of our show. Tony Lindsay, what is America to you?
America to me is very different now. America to me is the United States of America now. Even though we have some people that are, they just want to be mean and spirited and all that kind of stuff. We seen a change happen here. We seen the change happen when Obama was in office, and then we got lost for a little bit, but now it looks like we're back again because you know what I mean.
I do,
And
100%.
of course they're trying to fight it. Trump's trying to force his way in there, but you know what? When it's over, man, it's over.
Yeah.
Move on.
I hope to see this new administration saying what Lincoln did when he got his first cabinet. He brought in his rivals. The only way for us to move forward is to make our enemies, if we can, friends. Give them a chance to be our friends. We're liberals and we care about all people. We have the moral high ground. We have to say we need to unite, really, as an actual fact, because it's the only way for us to go forward.
That's it. It's the writing was definitely on the wall with this, and I'm gonna tell you, for about 3 days, everybody was probably biting all their fingernails and everything off, not knowing what was gonna happen. But you know what? Out here in Cali, and I live in San Mateo County here in California, which is I'm just below San Francisco. And
Right.
like, it takes me 15, 20, maybe 20 minutes to get into, depending on the traffic, to get into San Francisco. That close. And here in San Mateo County, the voting polls opened up on October 5th, so we can go vote for this year's election.
Right.
So at 1 o'clock in the afternoon on October 5th is when I went to the polling place to put in my vote. I'd had the thing with all of the propositions in them, and they send a sample ballot. So I was going through that stuff for like a week or two before the polls opened up, because I wanted to make sure I wasn't even taking the chance on mailing anything.
Right.
The polling place was a 5-minute ride from my house. I went up there that day that they opened up, walked in. I had my book with me. I was in and out of there in 15 minutes because I knew the mood that I'm in, the mode that I'm in right now. I'm in the creative mode with, I'm getting ideas of the songs and stuff and things that's pouring out. And the one thing I didn't want to get in the way of my process of going through writing songs and that is worrying about some goddamn election, man. So I wanted to put my vote in, and I'm done.
Brilliant.
I didn't need to see anything else because I'm not sending them any money. If my vote is not enough for you to get elected and for us to, and then all the rest of that stuff, forget about it. Because
Tony, we've come a long way from the first half of the 20th century, where when black people had to vote, they every roadblock was put in their way. Polling stations closed. You had to come as a family, and they would go for the lowest score in the family, whether it was a young child or somebody who might have had an incapacitated mental ability, and that was what was done. But the worst part was, one of the questions on the tests back then was, how many bubbles in a bottle of champagne? Nobody can answer that question. That was put there. We've come a long way. We should never have been there. We've come a long way, and I know we're going to go. I just became an American citizen. I love Americans. I love yous. And I say this on the show every time. Love Canadians too.
That's right. But
Tony, you have the last word, Tony.
The thing that was really interesting about this time around is they used to try to suppress black people from voting and people of color. But this time, they were trying to suppress everybody from voting. It didn't matter what color you were.
Yeah,
he just wanted to stop the vote so that he could say, I won. And we've finally seen how the system works here. Like they say, hey, we're not making a decision until every single vote is counted. And that means so long as you got it in on time when it was postmarked and everything was legal, that vote is counted. And that's the way it should be. So if it takes another 2 or 3 weeks to do that, what's the rush?
To quote you, all is one.
That's right.
All is one.
We are one.
Tony, listen, we cannot thank you enough to have one of the greatest singers in the world come on, be so gracious, be so nice, be here with your Grammys in the background. We hope that when you...
The thing I want to tell you is I want people to know that, I have my website, TonyLindsay.com. So the Lindsay is spelled Lindsay, the Irish way.
Oh, yes.
So TonyLindsay.com is my website. I do all the social media stuff, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I'm on all of that stuff. Alignable is another one. And all of my music they can purchase it. And actually, All Is One is only 99-cent download. Can you believe that? And now, who can't afford a 99-cent download?
I'm going to buy twice.
And you can get it on all of the digital download platforms with Amazon, iTunes, Spotify. All of my music can be found on all of those sites.
Right. We will link all that, Tony. We're going to link all that in the description and in the video. We'll send you the video, and we'll leave you by saying, when you release your new album, we would love to have you, if you have the time, as a guest again.
Yeah. And pick up, have you heard Something Beautiful? Because you got to listen to that CD, man.
I don't think I have. I have the other CD.
Oh.
I'm going on Amazon right after this to buy it.
Oh.
Me too. And I'll send you a copy of me holding it.
You're gonna dig that one. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Uh,
I've had three. Let me see. Sweet Love, Something Beautiful, both went to #1 on the indie soul charts. So in Love it stayed at #2 for 3 weeks, and Set Me Free was at #6 for a few weeks. So I had like 4 or 5 songs off of that CD that were all in the top 10.
That's like
So
Michael Jackson, George Michael material right there. That's that level.
Yeah, I wish and I'm independent artist. If there's a label out there that got a decent budget and would like to sign me, I'm all for it. They just got to come correct, because I know that I can put this out myself. So
Yeah.
so whoever wants to join on my team, they got to come clean, because I'm not taking no mess from anybody.
Honesty all the way. Honesty all the way.
Right.
Transparency. Tony, Lindsay, thank you so much.
Hey, Derek.
Thank you so
what?
much.
I appreciate it.
And I'm going to send you some stuff that we spoke about during the show, and hopefully we can stay in touch. And I wish you the best of luck with this new recording, and stay beautiful and keep that gorgeous voice.
That's right. Hey, if it ever opens up so we can travel and feel like we can be safe, and because I have brothers and sisters that are still living in Kingston, so I haven't been home in a long time, and everybody's getting up there in age, so it would be nice to be able to go home and visit. And if I get back to the area, we're gonna have to hook up, because
I'd love to.
Yeah, it's only a 35-minute drive down to where you're at. That's it.
Yeah, well, we'll meet you. Jessica plays guitar. She's a mean guitar player.
Okay.
And she flies planes, and she drives race cars. She's like, she's unbelievable. But you know what? She's incredible. I want to tell you, and we're way over time here, but I wrote a song called Breathing Like an Alien, and a girl from Kingston, her name is Kerry. She's deaf, she's Irish, she's African, she's incredible, and she happens to be beautiful. If you come to Kingston, she would love to meet you. So let's try to see can we do that. She's incredible.
It's cool. A lot of new folks in Kingston. Haven't been there in a long time, but I got to go back. Hey, man, I appreciate it.
Tony, thank you so much. Be safe.
Yes,
Happy Thanksgiving.
Hey, wear your mask.
Yeah, well, here, look, watch. Let me show you.
Keep your hands clean.
It's in my pocket. Right there. Always ready.
Well, now that you just put your hand in your pocket like that, you got to wash your hands again, because
I'm not even wearing pants.
Who knows what you were touching in there?
I'm not even wearing pants like Carlton 2 weeks ago. Tony, thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you so much. Be safe. We talk soon. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye for now.
Thanks.
All right, that was a great Tony Lindsay. What can I say? You heard the interview. There's nothing more I can add, and hopefully we'll have him on again, as he said he would be. Right, so once again, please share the video. If you haven't already subscribed, please just subscribe. We got great guests coming up. And give us a like and comment. As usual, we love the comments, and I'm going to catch up with those. All right, from me and from Jessica here, from us at What is America to You, goodbye for now.
Driving along, minding my own business, heading east through the Kentucky rain. There on the radio, Johnny Cash was singing. I hurt myself just to see if I still feel pain. All along, my head was ringing there on